Good afternoon, and welcome to the Madeline Rogers Sealam Recreation Center. On behalf of the Providence Recreation Department and Director Michael Stevens, I'd like to thank Mayor Jorge Elorza and his administrative staff for working diligently with the Providence Recreation Department over the past several months. This collaboration helped ensure that our 11 recreation centers would be reopened and provide safe, socially distant enrichment programming to the children of the city of Providence. I'd like to also thank our main office staff, our center directors, our assistant directors, P3, and also director of this beautiful center, Michael Holland, for their tireless efforts in planning these upcoming programs. As a result of the pandemic, okay, give it up. As a result of the pandemic, our recreation centers have been closed for 1 year. However, I am pleased to inform you that this will be changing very soon. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the Honorable Mayor of the City of Providence so that he can share some exciting news about our grand reopening. Mayor Jorge O. Elorza.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. It really is an important and special day for Providence right now. And I'll get into that in just a second because I know it's been such a tough year for all of us. But I want to recognize our MC, Jackie Poulius. Thank you for bringing us together and for MCing. I want to thank, perhaps most importantly, the entire team from Recreation that's here in the background. You all are the ones who do the work every day, and you make a difference in our kids' lives. I'm so happy to be here with one of my partners in government, Councilwoman Kat Kerwin. We really appreciate your leadership and your constant support of what we do, not just in recreation, but throughout the city. So thank you, Councilwoman. We have the Manager of Cultural Affairs in the Arts, Culture, Tourism Department, Gina Rodriguez-Drix. I know you all are just so busy continuing to fill our lives with all of the meaning and purpose that art brings. So just thank you for everything you do, citywide. And most importantly, I really want to recognize a daughter of Providence, someone who is, very much committed to our city and just just oozes talent every time you see her work. It's just an honor to be here with Isanel Torres, and we'll be speaking a little bit more about her in a second. But please, a big round of applause for our resident artist. So as I mentioned, this past year has been really difficult for us for so many different reasons. The pandemic has wreaked havoc and has turned so much of our world upside down. And as I reflect back on the past year, there were, of course, the health issues, so many people we lost. There were the economic struggles and challenges that it brought. Also, a level of anxiety was sort of dialed all the way up to the tilt. We saw that crime throughout our city, and in particular violent crime, saw a spike last year. So it's nice to be seeing the finish line. It's nice to be on the path to getting back to some semblance of normal. But I do want to say that, last year, in particular with the uptick in crime, I am convinced that one of the main causes or factors involved in that were the reduced opportunities and support systems for our young people throughout the city. And so what we're excited to announce today is not just the reopening of our recreation centers. It's more than that. It's the reoffering to our community and to our young people of the support services that they have come to rely on and that we have come to provide as a city over the last several years. So I'm happy to announce that on Monday, April 12th, each of our recreation centers throughout the city is going to be open for children, youth age 5 to 17 throughout the city of Providence. And we have a crew back there that's just eager to offer their own unique programming at each one of the recreation centers for our kids to enjoy. Now, it's not going to be fully the same. It's not a full return to normal, not just yet. That's going to take some time. We are operating under all of the state guidelines in terms of indoor capacity and indoor use. In fact, we're slightly below the state capacity. But we want to be safe so that we're protecting our kids, protecting our staff, and protecting everyone who's involved in our recreation centers. So we're confident that we can do this. In fact, we're not the only city to have announced the reopening of our recreation centers here in the state. But we want to make sure that we're doing this right, so we're excited about this. What we're also announcing today is also the fact that our Youth Summer Jobs Program, our online portal is now open and it's accepting applications. So that's been a major priority of my administration, doubling and even tripling the number of summer jobs available to young people throughout our city. So I'm very excited to tell folks once again, if you're between the age of 14 to 24, you can and you should apply for a job here in the city throughout the summer. It's a great opportunity to not only for first-time workers to learn what a professional environment is like, to get that experience, but also get some extra money in your pocket. That's always helpful. And if we can keep more and more of our kids on the right path, on a productive path, and not being sidetracked and perhaps doing other things for money, that's a win all around. And I'll tell you an experience that I had 2 years ago when I talked to two of our kids in our summer youth jobs program. Two of them, I asked, "What did you do with your first paycheck?" The first young woman, she told me that she gave it to her parents to help pay for rent. And the second young man told me that with his first paycheck, he bought his dad a new pair of shoes. That hit me right here because it just drives home, why we need to provide these programs. Kids are looking for these opportunities, and when they have these dollars in their pocket, instead of perhaps misspending them, perhaps the way I would have buying candy, they're just such mature adults, and we want to support them in every way possible. So for everyone looking to apply for a job, please go to pvdsummerjobs.com. You get all the information there. I'm also happy to announce that on Monday, April 19th, we're going to be resuming our grab-and-go meal programs for our youth to come to any of our recreation centers and take away. Youth returning here to Rogers, they'll be excited to know that they have a brand new gym and a basketball court inside. We have 5 new recreation vans throughout our city, and this is part of our continuing commitment to beef up recreation because we know how important these programs are. I'm really proud of all of the progress, increased participation, and increased supports that we have through recreation, and I'm certainly looking forward to working with our city council to make even more. So, as you all know, this recreation center is known for Madeline Rogers Sealam, also known as Auntie Madeline. She passed away back in 1987, but we couldn't think of any more appropriate way to reopen all of our rec centers, and this one in particular, to have Aunt Maddie here with us. So as I look at this beautiful, beautiful mural, it captures the glow and the grace of Auntie Madeline, but in particular, it also spotlights all of the amazing talent that we have right here in our city. And so I want to thank Isanel Torres. She is the artist in residence here at Rogers Recreation. She designed, fabricated, and installed the mural in collaboration with community members and youth from the Recreation Center. As I mentioned, this is a portrait of the namesake of this rec center, Madeline Rogers Sealam, who served as the Recreation Program Director at the Camden Avenue School for more than 20 years. We want to honor our legacy, honor the folks who have paved the way before us, and do it by supporting our youth and supporting our artists to bring their life to full fold as we see here. So thank you very much. I'm excited to start heading down this path of reopening. We're going to do it safely, and we're going to continue to offer the kinds of opportunities that our kids need and deserve. Thank you all.